Now, we've talked many about content creators who make content as this attempt to better society, when in reality, the only reason is because it's benefiting the person who makes it. As a lot of people have sent me JiDion's predator catching content. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, I still wouldn't call it good. To me, it's just a genre of content that should be treated a little bit more seriously.
Wait, hold on. You made a 15-minute long video about me because you don't like the meme ad that I use to promote my website that I use to fund my operations and pay my employees. But I also find it coincidental that you put an ad in a video about you not liking an ad in a prey catching video. I don't know, I just find that funny, yo. I just find that funny.
This is by far the dumbest argument you could ever make. Hey everyone, I hope you're ready for an incredible assault video. Now a lot of people like to debate the morals on predator catching videos because there really is a bunch of different approaches people take. On one side you have the big muscular guys who just beat them up, while on the other side you have people like trying to get them arrested and convicted. Now to be honest, I really don't like the first side because I'm a bit of a sick individual myself and I feel bad for those people. But to be more honest, it's because that approach doesn't really help the issue of preventing this from happening because those predators still walk away scot-free. Now a good example of the latter is JiDion because he puts in a lot of effort to make sure these sick fucks get arrested. But recently, a pretty sizable YouTuber known as August the Dog made a video called "This Predator Catcher Went Too Far," where he talked about his issues with JiDion, especially with his newer service, where you can basically see stuff like behind the scenes footage of these sick fucks. And to be frank, this video sucks. In the first few bits, this guy shows how awful this argument is. Let me show what I mean. So here's the video, and my first issue is within just the 40 seconds. Amazingly, I want to hear his argument because he says how this style of predator catching videos is not good for YouTube. There's no value to be had from it. Let me show him explaining it real
Definitely have an opinion, and that is a sentence that essentially means nothing. Basically, I don't really think the whole predator catching genre of content is one that really belongs on YouTube. I don't really think it's one that should be made at all, and I'll expand on that in just 1 second. But before we begin, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, I
love my heritage, find out if you're Mongolian, whatever. Okay, so he says that these videos have no value. There is nothing to be learned from it. Okay, nuclear take. On a platform where it's mainly used by kids, YouTube, they should be taught that there are sick individuals out there that would just message them on social platforms like Instagram. Therefore, it would be good to see how common it is and what tactics, what risks they might have. That can be taught. And also furthermore for their own parents, when you see how many videos people make of sick individuals being caught, especially around your country, your state, whatever, it teaches parents to be more wary of what the kids do on their own social media platforms. If they're under 18, you gotta keep an eye on them. That's completely fine. Without before stuff like to catch a predator, which will be brought up later, I think parents were dumbasses, they really doubted how fucking common pedophiles are. And now in the modern day, these videos are everywhere. Some of them are bad, yeah, the ones of them being up, there's not really much to be shown there, there's barely any evidence. But apart from that, I think, people do learn from these predator catching videos. There is some value to be had. Also, by the way, nothing against this guy, but the question of, value of content is being made by this guy, some slop YouTuber. These TikTok recipes will kill you. I learned so much from that video. I don't give a fuck. Also, can I just say, it is mind-blowing that this guy with 2 million subs, he made a video, a 50-minute long video, and the first 7 minutes is useless. It is worthless preamble. He talks about how other predator catchers, they beat up the pedophiles, and that's it. However, this video is about JiDion, and that's it. Why talk? No, it's such a bizarre pivot. He goes yeah, these people are bad, but JiDion, he's different. Okay, wow, I knew that. I'm not a dumbass. Why would you spend the first 7 minutes, which is the most critical, talk about somebody else? Is it filler? I'm not sure. It's so worthless. Because he even says himself that he respects JiDion out of other people, because he actually gets the people arrested. So why would you compare it to like some caveman that just beats up the predators? They're nowhere near comparable at all. But the main issues he has with them is the new ad he made for EDP Watch, where for a low price of $4.45 you can pay for like a Patreon service where you see, you know, how it happened behind the scenes. I'll let him explain it, but he really sounds pissed off about this. It's all important context to see what the ad is about and how, you know, blown up proportions it is, as August claims.
Something worth talking about, because like I was saying earlier, I think a lot of these guys sort of get to a point where they almost start to forget what they're doing, and maybe.
Although, by the way, I'm not hitting on JiDion, but he's got some junk in the trunk. Holy fuck! I'm not gay.
Start to forget what they're doing, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. I'm gonna show you guys the clip in full, and then we're gonna go through it. Again, this is like an advertisement for a membership service to his predator catching content.
Please subscribe.
What's this? What the f is this?
Do you want to watch EDP Watch episodes early and completely uncensored? Do you
So you know, first promise, uncensored. Yeah, fine.
On these disturbing one-on-one calls we have with these monsters?
Do you usually like rub your p***y or do you hear it?
And do you
And keep that in mind, that's the second point of contention he has.
mission to protect those who cannot protect themselves? Then why not join EDP Watch?
I will say how this video is serving 2016 memes. It's so heavily coded in there.
Get extended, early, uncut, and exclusive, never-before-seen episodes, full uncensored chat logs, audio calls, access to the exclusive Discord, and the chance to be flown out and do an EDP catch with yours truly, DeMarcus Handsome.
So that was the first thing as well. If you pay for it, you get put in a raffle where you might win a trip to Texas, you know, to be with JiDion and do one of these predator catching videos. You know, it doesn't sound that bad.
All for the low price of $4.45. So what are you waiting for? Pull a Marquise Brownlee and speed on over to EDP.
How old is the ad that he puts a Marcus Brownlee speeding joke in it?
Warning, the following content may cause extreme disgust, secondhand embarrassment.
Okay.
There you go, that's it. Now, in my opinion, I saw nothing wrong with it. It was completely fine. It seemed, you know, like what it promised wasn't too bad, and also for just what he's saying, you can just pay $4.45. That's it. If it was like, you know, something extortionate like $20, I don't know, like he can charge whatever he wants, but $4 nearly, yeah, it's closer to $4 than $5. For $4, not that bad, to be entirely honest. But the issue that this guy, August, has with the ad is that you can go past the paywall and hear disgusting audio calls from these predators, and that's really bad. I get where he's coming from, because from the perspective of the predators, they seem that they're talking to a child. You know, that's sickening. However, I don't see an issue with that, because the way that this is set up, they never involve a child. They involve like someone like imitating a child, you know, a fully grown-ass man, never someone like under 18, because that would be fucking illegal and insane. But August makes it seem like these calls inflicted some trauma on them, being like, oh my god, I'm gonna make out with you when I get to you. But, you know, once again, there was no victim involved. There's nobody. I'm sure that JiDion or his employees, they had a blast making this. And honestly, for just $4, I would actually listen to that, because it's not sickening, you know, there was no trauma inflicted, and also these people are sickening. Okay, I have no sympathy for them, so I do not care to laugh at them. Completely fine, make it public on the internet. And also as well, if we're gonna paint these people as predators, as pedophiles, I think the evidence should be out there. Like if you kept that secret, you know, that would be a detriment to the community, because people would be like, oh, he was on JiDion's video, but I'm not really sure what he said in the text messages. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is that having the evidence out there makes it, you know, more clear that these people are just really sickening, and anyone around them, like in the workplace or friends, should really know that they're just fucked in the head. And he makes the argument for over like 4 minutes, like just way too long. But one part which it blew my mind was this section around 12:29. Let me find it. It was actually moronic how dumb it was.
Channel, you can kind of tell that that's like not the case. So, I mean, on the list of crazy shit I've heard a YouTuber say, advertising to what I've got to imagine is an audience full of teenagers. The chance.
Oh, that's what, in his mind, he thinks JiDion's fans are a bunch of kids. It might be true, because he has 4 million subs. Most of them could be kids. But this guy thinks that's a liability, because if you're gonna fly out kids for an EDP video, that's fucked up, because they're getting very close to a pedophile.
to be flown out to meet a fucking child predator is pretty fucking nuts. Like, look, I'm gonna give JiDion the benefit of the doubt here and say that if he ever did this, that he'd probably make sure that it was an adult. But I mean, he doesn't.
Yeah, the benefit of the doubt. Of course he would, you dumbass. Like, even JiDion, like in the next video, he even says, you know, I apologize for like not making that clear. I should have said that. However, let's be honest. Use some common sense. Of course he would vet the person to make sure they're 18. That is so moronic. The benefit of the doubt. You're a dumbass. Like, that's like me making like a raffle, being like, oh guys, if you win this lottery, I'll buy you a bottle of vodka. Would I give that to a child? No, I'd be like, sorry, I'll give you something else, but you know, I can't give you alcohol. That's moronic. I can't believe you use that word. Benefit of the doubt. Of course, no shit, he would vet them to make sure they're not a child. That would be so illegal. And the last thing he really harks on is how the name of the servers, EDP Watch, and apparently that's sickening because it's trivializing, you know, EDP himself and how fucked up he was. Now, once again, second nuclear take. Second, I'm not gonna make that joke. That's fucked up. I think if someone doesn't get arrested from this, then it's on the job of, you know, creators or people online to make sure that his moniker of being a disgusting predator should never be lost. I don't care if you call a predator catching service EDP Watch, because then you like. We never forget how fucked up it was before the past. I really don't think it's trivializing it. Because also, furthermore, it makes sure that in the future, this guy, EDP I mean, never gets a platform. Because the name EDP becomes synonymous with a predator. So, gotta make sure everyone remembers that. Also, so, you know, that's his argument. But like, he made a 50-minute video with an ad in the beginning, right here. And he's getting so pissed off about it for very dumb reasons, those 3 ones. But once again, it's just $4.45. Like, that's it. If it was like an insane amount, you know, criticize it because it's sickening or, you know, way too much, whatever. But it's just $4. I've seen people charge for much more for much less content. If I'm such a retard, if that makes sense, you get what I mean. So that video was made 3 days ago and it got pretty big, 307,000 views, not bad. But in JiDion, oh my god, he fired back with an insane video that within 11 hours got 500,000 views. My god, I don't say that you'd be like, oh my god, he won this argument because he got more views. No, JiDion in this 23-minute video, he cooked him so bad. So essentially in this video, to summarize it, he said the same stuff that I did, where these videos, they do have value. And the first point that blew me away was this section, around 8 minutes in. It blew my fucking mind.
And to sort of highlight this, we're going to be looking at this clip from our old friend JiDion.
So now that he's about to talk about me, there's a couple things that I realized while watching his video that I wanted to point out to you guys. In this particular video, sadly, we did not get the arrest, but we did call the authorities, they did put him in cuffs, and they did take his phone and everything, and they made a report about him. But what I realized...
For context, like, you know, I didn't play the whole video from August, but he was being like, yo, I'm not really sure if they arrest him most of the time. I'm not really sure. I don't give a fuck to research that. But yeah, you know, most of the time, they get away scot-free. So he says that while having footage of the one time where they do get arrested, not convicted. But yeah, JiDion did his job.
In August's video, he never at one point showed any of the police presence in the original video.
Yeah, so he only showed the parts where like he's just talking with, like he really painted JiDion like some pathetic, spineless catcher where he barely tried to do his own job. So, you know, I'm not really sure if that's malicious or just a moronic editing mistake. I can't really say. Either way, it's embarrassing.
So in the background, it's just me talking to the guy. So I just find it funny how he talks about, yeah, they never get police involved or anything like that. And while he's showing a visual representation of no police getting involved, when in fact in the original video, we did have police involved. And I also find it funny that out of all the videos to make a video about me in, he decides to pick one where we didn't get the arrest, but the 3 before that, we literally got arrested in all 3 of those.
That's so funny. Again, like, I'm not gonna say, I think this guy was more lazy than malicious because he's so dumb. He's saying, like, you know, JiDion, you know, I respect him, but he's sort of lazy. He doesn't do his job. When in reality, he's doing, I wouldn't say he's like the best the best predator catcher, but like my god, he's doing his job. You can't discredit that. And he got the one video, I mean it might have been the more recent one, but like just look at these ones. Like even the thumbnail makes it more alluring. Why would you pick that lesser video than these ones, where you can see the police involved, before being like, oh, he rarely gets police involved. And then fast forward to 10 minutes, he cooked them so fucking bad.
It was kind of some of the better stuff on YouTube when it comes to that genre. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong. I still wouldn't call it like good necessarily. It has all the issues that all this kind of content has, but JiDion does seem to normally try and get what the police need to do something, and a lot of his videos do end with these guys getting arrested. Now, I don't know how many of them have actually been charged. It's probably not that many. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Correct me if I am, please.
You see, if you're gonna be making a video critiquing me, I think it should be in the best interest, not even for yourself, but for your audience that doesn't know who I am, to at least
I think people know more about JiDion than August the Dog.
please do the bare minimum of research. But since you said, please correct me, let me help you out.
Oh my god, dude. This is the guy, these are the people that August claims JiDion never really tries to convict. He's that lazy. Oh my, bro, the flashbang of predators in this video is insane. Also, by the way, there was one guy who had a crazy name. The Jesus himself was a bit of a dirty cunt. So by comparison, this guy August, he barely got me convinced in the first half of the video. It just sucked so bad. Meanwhile, JiDion, he cooked them, he grilled them, he filleted them within the first 10 minutes already. Holy fuck. However, I don't want to glaze him too much, because there was one section where I think he fucked up a bit, where he played the ad. I mean, I think people know already, but he played the ad sped up. Let me show it.
I'm gonna
I think for the console viewers, you should play the whole thing over. Like, what? I can't understand this at all. Even the audio. Yeah, I can't understand that at all. That's way too much. Like, I think, people have already seen this, but for the newcomers, they might want to see the whole thing unedited. But yeah, once again, that argument about the ad, being too crazy, being for the betterment of JiDion as opposed to the community, that was a moronic argument. But anyways, like JiDion, he makes a really good point about the hypocrisy of August, where he criticizes him for having an ad for his actual useful service. Meanwhile, August has an ad for My Heritage. Why? Like, do you not see the hypocrisy in that?
About me because I put an ad in a prey catch video, and I guess he doesn't like that. But I also find it coincidental that you put an ad in a video about you not liking an ad in a prey catching video.
But before we begin, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, My Heritage.
And I'm not dissing you on the fact that you put an ad in your video, get your bag.
Get your
I just find
bag.
it kind of weird that out of your last 18 videos, and you guys can go check, I counted, this is the only video that has an ad in it. So I just find it really coincidental that out of all the videos you could have put a My Heritage ad in your videos, you chose the video that you don't like an ad about. I don't know, I
can't really add that much, because he made a really good point. That is so insane. I mean, good on him, because wait, that's actually insane. So all sort of videos, no ads, and I guess this one popped off, or this one was predicted to be so good that he got an ad from My Heritage. Good on you, but holy fuck, the hypocrisy. So yeah, essentially JiDion made a much better argument than the other guy. Was a much better counter, infinitely better. August made an awful argument, and JiDion, because how easy it was, he made a much better counter. The last part of this, that blew my mind was this section where he talks about how he needs this in a way, for just $4 to, pay to keep the operations going and pay for his employees who help him. Okay, once again, it's just $4. If you're asking for much more, then maybe you can make the argument that he's milking these predators. But for $4, that does not apply. But this section is actually insane. Let me just play.
Thinks that the average person would be interested in that enough to pay for it really sort of shows some true colors and is indicative of these guys not doing this for the right reason. You should not be having fun doing this. Reading chat log.
I think, okay, first nuclear take, you should laugh at predators. They're disgusting. Who gives a shit about the respect, okay? Who gives a shit about an appeal to decency?
Blogs from guys who have no issue exploiting and ruining the lives of children, meeting up with them, making jokes about it. These are not things that I think you should really want to do.
So Doug, you're mad at me for doing something that I know that my audience that love watching the prey catching videos would love to be a part of. Like, I mean, I know it's weird to you, but to shame a bunch of other people for wanting to participate in that, I think is a little bit beneath you, man. And I honestly thought better of you. All of a sudden, my paywall all of a sudden just discredits everything that I've done, and it automatically...
He makes a really good point, JiDion, before in the video, where like, he doesn't need a paywall for this, because, surprise, surprise, you can't put up uncensored discussing conversations, calls I mean, from predators. It will be taken down so fast on YouTube. So you have to put it behind a paywall, like Patreon. So that makes sense as well.
It shows like, oh, yep, he's making money, so he's doing this for the wrong reason. Of course I have to make money. I have a team of over...
Oh, that's what I'm sorry, but this argument is so dumb. He's doing this, not because he's doing this, you know, this predator catching stuff for money. Never use the argument of X is done for money. Just prove that, you know, the actual operation is bad, is dodgy, and then say that, you know, it's made for money. If JiDion, like, this point does not apply to JiDion, because he actually does give a shit. He puts in the effort. Yeah, he does make money from it, but he deserves it. You know, if you do a good job, you deserve money.
People, that is how we're able to post 2 catches a week. We're traveling all over the US, Airbnbs, decoys, security, filmers, a whole bunch of editors. Yes, I need money so that way we can take care of all our people, because it's not just me doing the Lord's work. Everybody that works for me, I consider them the exact same way, and everybody that watches the videos and support, I consider that they're helping this cause too.
So yeah, incredible argument, but also this next part, it needs some context. But August, he gives shit to JiDion for catching predators. Meanwhile, in this, he actually proved that August himself fucking loves To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. Like, he likes it so much, he reacted to multiple episodes on his own channel.
And I mean, Doug, if we weren't able to post these on YouTube, and if we weren't able to create them, how else would you react to these Chris Hansen videos, man?
To Catch a Predator might just be one of the greatest TV shows ever created.
Stop the cap.
So he's a big fan of To Catch a Predator. I'll put up like different screenshots in this video of him like actually reacting to Chris Hansen. It's insane. So, you know, like, it really proves that this guy dislikes predator catchers on YouTube, but meanwhile, he's a fan of Chris Hansen. Let's see how Chris Hansen conducts his own content online.
So it's a problem when I have a paywall, but it's not a problem when your goat has a paywall.
There are more than 100 episodes on our streaming service, ad-free and uncensored, at WatchTrueBlue.com. Use the code YouTube24 to watch them all for $2.50, or YouTube Year for $20 off an annual subscription.
Maybe
that part was so, I'm sorry, but like, I can't really forget like my shock in this video. But when I saw it initially, I was like, holy fuck, you are so full of bullshit. Also, again, like, you know, to make Chris Hansen seem like, you know, a better, more professional person, because he had the police involved and he had a whole TV show, is insane to me. Because if you actually watch To Catch a Predator, he makes so much fun of those fucking disgusting perverts, okay? So don't give JiDion shit when he also makes fun of them, because who gives a shit? You can laugh at predators, guys. It's okay, don't worry. So overall, JiDion made a much better video. However, I think, I don't know who made it, I don't know who edited this, but they made a small error. They played the outro twice. Oh, let me show.
Whatever you guys says goes. But man, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be posting a catch this week.
Peace.
So yeah, guys,
he plays it again. Look.
I want to know from you goes. But man, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be posting a catch this week.
Peace. He plays the same 1 minute outro again. You know, small editing error, but you fucked up. So yeah, there you have it. I really don't think there's a conversation to be had here, because August just made some really, really dumb points while not being entirely sure. Like in that video, he kept on saying stuff like, guys, that's just my opinion, lol. The only thing I'll say is that JiDion probably conceded a bit too much. Like, he asked the viewers if he thinks the ad for EDP Watch was too performative and should be maybe shown less, I don't know. But honestly, I really don't see a reason why, because like I said before, the service isn't coming at the detriment of any victims. because there were no kids, just employees, fucking crew members. So yeah, that's really it. I think August should make a correction, like saying sorry or explain himself better. Even though I don't see what argument you could make against someone literally trying to catch predators. Just don't, okay? Don't start beef with them, anyone else but them.